Welcome in everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined via Zoom by the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox, after a winning conclusion to the season on Saturday to beat San Diego for the first time since 2003, to wrap up the program's best winning percentage since 2003. Just kind of what was that moment like? What was it like to get that win on Saturday?
Yeah, it was just fun to be able to share that, those moments with the players and the staff. And that's what makes it most exciting, because just all the hard work and effort that goes into it. Obviously, it's fun to get that reward and share those experiences that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And so that's the enjoyable part as a head coach.
You know what play we're starting with? Ben Nims throws a 9-yard touchdown pass to Braden Contreras. From your standpoint, take us through the play. What do you see?
Yeah, for me, and I've got the question a couple of times. For me, it wasn't as just waiting for the hands to go up for the touchdown, just because in the moment you're thinking next play mentality, next play. And we tried to do a couple things with the get the first down. If you remember, we changed personnel, tried to run the ball, get the first down. We weren't able to do that, so we brought other personnel in, which I think in the long run helped us, because San Diego was, they were bringing players in and out, and Ben threw just a really nice ball to Braden, and something Braden's done for since he's gotten on campus is his ability to make those plays. And for me, the excitement came when, obviously, after they said, hey, he scored a touchdown, but then just finishing the game up with 25 seconds. And it was one of those things as a head coach. I just wasn't in that moment of waiting for the touchdown to be called.
Let's talk about special teams. I thought special teams was particularly outstanding in the game on Saturday, not only in the kicking game with Ben Neisner and Brian Bartholomew, but also the 2 blocked PATs by a senior in Drew Gedris, and then you had the kickoff return for a touchdown by Charlie Maxwell. How important was that unit in the win on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the special teams were key to the win. I mean, that was the difference in the game. 2 defenses that played fairly well. I mean, you could even argue that they maybe outplayed us on the defensive end of it. And but on the kicking game, that's where we had a huge advantage. And the neat one in terms of the Charlie Maxwell return, I don't know how many people were aware or saw it, but we put Robert Washington in as an up back. He doesn't really play that position. And so we faked the reverse to him, and it took all kind of people over. And Charlie, I mean, he's fast and was able to hit it and get down the sideline and make a huge play. And then just really, again, proud of our defensive effort in terms of field goal block, because we always say, hey, every point's got to be contested. We got to contest every point. And the players did an outstanding job, and Drew coming up with 2 big blocks. And the thing that we were telling the guys on the sideline throughout the game, that's going to be a huge factor in the outcome of the game, and it certainly was. I mean, it was a difference in us winning that game. So kudos to the defensive guys in terms of just competing every single play.
Let's talk about the turnaround, big picture here. You come in your first season, you go 1-11, and then the program faced even more adversity this past fall with not getting to play a fall season. Just what was it like during that time, and how did things turn around to the point where you went 4-2 and finished second in the league this spring?
Yeah, I just think the players, staff, everybody needs to understand how, in terms of just how razor thin it is in terms of winning and losing games. I mean, you talk about going 1-11 last year. As we all know, there were a bunch of games, close games, that we ended up not winning. And if you win those games, you're 6-5. But we didn't. Well, okay, you get to this year, we were able to find ways to win it. And I just say that because as we continue to evolve, you talk about the program, we got to understand it's the small details that are going to be important for us to continue to take that next step. And we were able to find ways to do it this year. But I told the guys in the locker room after the game, it's the law of the price tag. It's never going to get cheaper. It's only going to get harder. And so we're excited about what we were able to accomplish. The players were outstanding throughout just a lot of uncertainty, right? In terms of being sent home last March to doing virtual spring football, whatever that is, to then getting here in the fall and not having a fall season, to are we really going to have a spring season, or is that just hearsay? And the intentionality with which they prepared each and every day was outstanding. And so that's what we're going to have to continue to do, carry forward, if we want to continue to take strides.
And I wanted to ask more about going forward. You touched on it quite a bit there, but let's talk about what's next. What do you have to do next as a program, and what do you have to do to take that next step that you alluded to?
Yeah, so Brandon, I think that's a great question. I think the first step is get time off. Everybody needs that opportunity to recharge the battery. For the players, they have this week off, but then they have finals coming up. So let's put an emphasis on finishing strong in the classroom, because that's why they're here first and foremost. We got a lot of guys that, in terms of degree programs, you got engineering degree, we got a number of those. They got to put a lot of time and effort into that. So let's focus on that. Let's finish the semester strong academically, and then get the guys back here in the summer. June 7th starts our summer lifting program, and that'll be a big part of it. We got to take steps, and we have guys here in the summertime to lift and run and work out and get prepared for August. And so it'll be challenging too. We have a very tough non-conference schedule. We're excited with the opportunity to play North Dakota State, one of the best teams in FCS football. And we got an Ivy League team coming here in Dartmouth. And so we'll be prepared from a non-conference schedule to be ready for the conference season. But we still need to take those steps, right? Still take those steps in terms of our preparation to get to where we want to be.
Well, I think the fan base and the alumni base are very excited and encouraged by what happened this spring. So congrats on a great year, and best of luck here as we move forward.
Thanks, Brandon. We're excited as well. And I know the players are, and upwards and onwards, and they're excited. We're excited and moving forward as well.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox. We will keep you posted on everything involving the program, including coming soon, the schedule for the fall season and more here as we move ahead. And as always, check out valpoathletics.com. Once again, this has been Valpo Football Weekly, and it's brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.